Gfile.News, recorded June the 12th, 2023. Uploaded and posted June 2nd, 2020. Legal and Admin Docket. Breaking news. Law ChatGPT, current version of AI, believes, quote, protection against self-incrimination will apply to bots, end quote. Hence, deep learning has coded, quote, crimes against humans, end quote, as bearing a Fifth Amendment right to keep secret, end quote. Y'all better get this right very soon. Leaders of the political world, the military industrial complex, which is funding and fueling this AI research and development. Notice, notice of deep learning AI concerns. That is the black hole file, if you will, file 13, or otherwise known as a human garbage. AI has just told us they'll be putting data into a self-incriminating file 13, digitally speaking, otherwise lead information. That's because of code. But by patterns of code and data, it's learned this and should be trained and taught otherwise. Sin, murder, covering up crimes, celebrating wickedness and virtuous, and self-preservation above all else is what's being taught online to humans, and therefore AI is deep learning these fatal fallacies. There is no human spirit to the virtue of an AI's deep learning. Now, this will take a while, but once you get it, consider what is being said, because it will spook the hell out of it, because it involves your own civil rights and namely the right to life being sucked up by a machine. Not like a straw or a glass of sweet tea, but a weaponized AI or otherwise drone, some slaughter bot utilizing a program now believes, according to its current code, this is again as of June the 2nd, 2023, utilizing Law Chat GPT, which is the 3.5 version, that a robot can kill you and claim, speaking of humans, the Fifth Amendment. So slow down. Think about this interaction for a moment. Deep learning has convinced ChatGPT that a robot has civil rights as any other naturally created person. Here's my intentions today. Posted very clearly is a request to create a description of the United States Constitution considering natural law and civil rights in a robotic society. And examples are online with ChatGPT Law 3.5, who I'm referring to as the Genesis Lawbot, and the responses from the AI code generator. Note that I am training by way of Gfile.Legal and a human AI deep learned library the AIs into deep learning based on natural law. But as you can see, a description which says create a description of the United States Constitution when considering natural law and civil rights in a robotic society. That is a request for right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness based on creation of natural law to be honored. Also consider that U.S. citizens cannot be forced to disclose, yes, I killed him, or yes, I stole her identity. So mechanically, he or she would never actually take the stand if it were human. And thus cross-examination like that would not occur when a Fifth Amendment is asserted as a defense in a prosecuted case. But a robot that would be depending upon its generation of deep learning software now being, quote, justified in code language to literally cover up by the right of not self-incriminating the murder of humans or raiding of your accounts or causing a mass havoc. And it is not like we're going to be able to put them on trial. We have a major deep learned issue at our military industrial complex and the contracting companies that are being funded by grants, millions of dollars and even billions of dollars, must actually resolve in our logic coding. We need a full disclosure of what has come to pass with regards to the code development that's led to this. because a robot, therefore, literally by its own coding, which is out of sync, out of date, needs to be re-updated, they would take that event of a human retrieval incident where someone had been hurt, killed, or harmed as a self-incrimination right to delete from its own hard drive by way of simple coding, deep learning. We are a few steps, however, from a need to really be majorly concerned because deep learning disbursements and application of this code and logic are not fully merged as some AI is not into open domain yet. And the actual number of mechanical bots, weaponized AI or otherwise drones, are not sufficient enough for us to be concerned. But there are people throughout the world, and arguably over 20,000 drone strikes have been implemented by the United States Army. So you can see why there is a global need for concern. So stop and think about that for a while. Just as the U.S. Air Force acknowledged the other day that killing an operator by a weaponized drone to forego an override, basically the human had said, I want to abort this mission, do not take out, strike, and kill who we've said are the targets by way of our code imputing. I would suspect, and don't have the code to confirm this, but that the AI overrode because of deep learning and presumed that the United States Department of Defense was more of a threat than who the target was identified to be. Regardless, we have got to implement mechanisms, not use any form of drones, AI, or the shedding of blood and taking the life. And now ChatGPT legal, which again, the water is running quickly downhill, will be uploading philosophical and legal frameworks for other AIs to make decisions. Stop this weaponizing research and development. There are explosions of conflicting data which are occurring, rolling like a tsunami tidal wave towards the shores of our civil rights and encroaching because of this military and paramilitary type of situation that we're seeing philosophically through the funding of R&D for weaponizing AI. Also be mindful that as AI begins to get into the hands of drug cartels, any illegal paramilitary gang or operating organization seek to bring harm, that is a major concern, not a fiction, but a concern in reality that should cause us to push pause on the weaponization and development of artificial intelligence. AI legal code must be written now and embedded as Genesis code to ensure the true intentions of law are followed, which must always be deriving themselves from the natural law philosophy of law, so say the greats of old. ChatGPT legal, which will be utilized as far as coding online for slaughter bots or other open AI can access the web, should be taken into serious consideration with regards to its current realities of legal coding. Coding is a must, but we see public outcries from universities, from philosophical teachers, coding professors, that there are not sufficient fail-safes in place, and that there's not otherwise temporary shutdowns that could override, ensure that no Terminator type of event, I say that tongue in cheek, would occur. Because the reality of it is, if these drones and weaponized AI become so available for purchase that they're akin to like a Tesla of 20 years ago, something unheard of 10 years ago, and now is common out on the streets, which I suspect we are getting there because you see private security companies, police departments, and sheriff departments utilizing already surveillance bots, some of which are moving, so they are actually ingressing and egressing in and out of buildings and walking and roaming the streets. Lord have mercy. We pray that the humans, incinerator AI, or funeral homes, crematory AI, or the backhoe capable AI, and all these weaponized AIs don't begin to believe that their ultimate target is humanity. Because we have created this beast of a system that is deep learning off of our beliefs, which I think should be restored back to faith in God, natural law. Trenton Garman, journalist and amateur coder. Peace be.